What's going on, guys and gals of YouTube? It's Anthony of the Primal Crew, and I'm here today with the third installment of our podcast series, The Gear Grind. What is The Gear Grind? It is news, updates, rants, chats, anger, happy, different moments, and everything going on in the world of Pokemon and Pokemon Go. More so Pokemon Go, it seems like. If you guys do enjoy the podcast, do not forget to drop a like down below. And do not forget to subscribe to the channel for more great TCG Let's Play and other random videos. Do not forget to follow me on Instagram, where I will be posting questions at PrimalCrewYT. So, a couple things that I didn't get the chance to cover in the last podcast were questions from my good buddy Chris, but you guys better better know him as Master Jigglypuff and Friends. He had responded to my tweet that I had sent out. I'm also on Twitter at PrimalCrewYT if you want to follow me there. I had asked for ideas to talk about, to rant about, and he had given me a lot to actually talk about. Let's go with the first thing. Putting an end raid timer option in private lobbies for raids. I can definitely see why that would be a good thing. Based off of, like, if you're just doing a private raid or like a private group, that if people are still arriving but you just want to have the raid lobby set up, I mean, I could see it definitely being a good thing. Do I think Pokemon Go would ever do it? Absolutely not. I think that would be something that they would stay away from, but that's based off of their analytics and what they want to do with the game. My opinions on the new battle system. I actually really like the new battle system. Instead of giving you one little button that you have to continuously tap and ferociously tap like a madman, they actually give you different animations that you have to follow. For example, with water attacks, it's literally like a stream of water coming out that you have to follow with your finger. If it's a dark attack, it's, in different waves and in different circles. For steel type attacks, it literally comes up like if you're slashing a sword. Rocks, it's like rocks falling down. There's a lot in this that I really, really like for the new battle system. I think it's really, really good. The pros and cons of Wi-Fi trading. I think that Wi-Fi trading is something that would be very, very useful for Pokemon Go. Because a lot of the times when we make new friends in this game, I'll give a good example. When I had made a whole bunch of new friends over in Chicago for GoFest, it turned out a lot of the people were not from California. A lot of them were from New York, Texas, Alabama, Florida. And I can, obviously for the sake of the game, you have to make new friends. But also, just looking at it from the point of view that I'm going to be able to build friendships with these people, I may never actually get the opportunity to see them again. So building friendship with somebody that I'm never ever going to see again, albeit, you're getting experience and gifts and stuff like that, which is great. But at the same time, you can never actually trade with the people. So if they have something that you want and I have something that they want, we can never actually trade unless we, find a way to travel to them or vice versa. So I think Wi-Fi trading would be something really, really useful, but it's something that I don't think Pokemon Go has I don't think they have the idea in place to do something like that right now. I really wish they would, because it would make, especially just trading across the U.S., it would make it so useful for us, like, for example, me and Master Jigglypuff. He lives all the way over in Ohio. I live here in California. It's a little difficult for us to do trading because we're nowhere near each other. We're like, 2,000 miles away or 3,000 miles away from each other. Can't necessarily do trading. But I think Wi-Fi trading would be something really, really good. If you do one, maybe it would be a special trade to lower server traffic. That is actually a very good point. I completely misread that part. If you wanted to do a Wi-Fi trade, but make it your special trade, I think that would probably, like he said, that would lower the server traffic and it would make things a lot easier. So if you wanted to do your special trade, let's just say somebody has a shiny legendary that you want, and you have a shiny, like, Pokemon from that you got from, a Safari Zone or a Go Fest or even a regional, make it your special trade. Like if they wanted to kick up the Stardust a little bit more because you're doing it from such a long distance away, so be it. Like an extra 10, 20,000 Stardust. I don't think that hurts most of us nowadays. So I think that would be really, really useful. Absolutely. And I'll also get into a trading system in just a minute. Deoxys being a mythical Pokemon. That one I did find very interesting, and I actually, as of this recording today, I just completed my very first Speed Deoxys EX raid. I find it very weird that it's a mythical Pokemon when I mentioned in the last podcast of most of the Pokemon that were listed in the mythical range. And it's also kind of weird that Genesect is also in that. I can give you a quick list. Meloetta, Darkrai, Celebi, Shaman, Arceus, Victini, Mew, Keldeo, Jirachi, Manaphy, and Genesect are all considered mythical Pokemon. It's very weird that you would make the DNA Pokemon a mythical Pokemon. I don't understand that. But that's Pokemon logic for you, I guess. Yeah, I think these are all very, very good questions, and thank you, Chris, for these questions. In terms of the trading system, I have thought about this a while, and I think, how they've done it now, where if you're at special events, that you get more than one special trade per day. I think that's very, very cool, but that doesn't help necessarily the rest of us around the area, because a lot of us may not necessarily be able to go to some of those events, i.e. Dortmund, Germany, Yokohama, Japan, the one that's going to be up in Canada. I think they just recently announced one that's going to be in Taiwan or somewhere overseas in October. That's I feel like, give us two. Like, give us our normal special trade and then just give us, an extra one during those event times. I think that would be great and useful for a lot of us that can't go to said events. So, yeah. I think upping it just during, not during raid hours, not during community days, although community days would be a good one because, depending upon your area, a lot of us get together and we, get together as a community and we go around, we catch Pokemon, we raid together during the community day hour. And it's a 3-hour window. Give it to us. Give us one extra during that time. But if you're just going to limit it towards, special events that are happening across the globe, give us just one extra. I don't think that's too much to ask for. Otherwise, a lot of the people that hoard Stardust out there, it's well, what am I keeping all this Stardust for, right? Let's see. What has grinded my gears recently? I hate ranting about other YouTubers, just because it shouldn't necessarily be my place to do it, but goddamn it, this one actually really burned me, and burned me hard. So, there is a YouTuber by the name, let me get his channel name, Lifting and Zombies. Lifting and Zombies is primarily a PokemonGo YouTube channel. He's hovering in the 70,000 subscriber range. And by the way, I don't, necessarily rant on these people or, bash them because, I'm trying to get subscribers or anything. It's primarily the truth if you really think about it. And you can check out their channel and you can see what I'm talking about. His channel popped up a few times on my feed as live stream options for Pokemon Go. So I took a look at it because he was covering the DC event. For a lot of you that don't know, Washington DC had the most recent, I believe, regional championships, or it could have been. It was some type of Pokemon Pokemon championships that were over there. And around the DC area was a fossil event. So any of the fossil Pokemon were spawning around just the Washington DC area. To my knowledge, this guy is not from Washington DC. He has never lived in Washington DC. Yet he was in Washington DC participating in the event and was reaping some of the rewards. I believe he had gotten a few. I think he got a shiny Aerodactyl, a shiny Anorith, a couple other ones. And then I noticed during his live stream in his like little chat area that he was giving out the coordinates to his location. So that way anybody else that's considered a spoofer or anybody else that does spoof can join him in those locations. Excuse me? It's one thing to just do a simple recording to show yourself, in other areas reaping the rewards of everybody else's hard work, or going to events that are only in one specific area of the U.S. But it's another thing to put out the coordinates to said location so others can spoof with you. I'll give you another example with him. He also participated in not one, but 2 full days of Suicune Raid Day. For one of them, he was overseas, and for another one, he was over in the New York area. And again, he was giving out the coordinates to the gyms that he was going to, so that way others could join. And there were a few mindless zombies, and I guess that's where his name comes from, that were in the same lobby area as him. And I think that is highly disrespectful to not only spoof, but to give the coordinates in a live stream to, pretty much tell other people, oh yeah, this is perfectly fine. Yeah, don't worry about it. You're not going to get in trouble. Don't fucking lie to people. And I'm sorry that I'm cursing a little bit more on this one. I've been very good in a lot of these podcasts, but do not give me that BS. And do not, I would never, give him the time of day to actually talk to me. But to look at that kind of stuff, I would never even give him the time of day to try and defend himself, because that is utter bullshit. So, yeah, do not do that. Do not, flaunt around. And, it's, like I said, it's one thing to, spoof yourself and to record it and to reap the rewards for the views and say, oh, I got, almost 70 Suicune raids in over a 2-day period in 2 different continents. But it's a whole nother thing to give out the coordinates to people to pretty much have them join you and pretty much tell them that that's fine. Don't do that. Don't be a scumbag like that. And if anybody wants to, give him this information, please. I'd love to see him try and defend himself, because he's wrong. On to another topic. Going back to my information from LeakDuck, and I know you guys know I like my LeakDuck information. We have some more information for this recent event that came out, for those of you that do not have Jirachi, called 1,000 Year Slumber. Now, obviously, this is how they release Jirachi for the rest of you. And for the rest of us that have already gotten it from our GoFest trips, it's another way for us to not only gain other rewards, but to gain more Jirachi candy, because, we need more Jirachi candy if we're ever going to power it up. And LeakDuck, like I said before, if you guys want more information about your Pokemon Go and Pokemon Go news, go to Instagram.com/LeakDuck. That's LeekDuck. They are not sponsoring me. But they are premier information for your everyday Pokemon Go needs. And they give you a full list of all the tasks that are going to be for each one of the little areas. And I will go over a few of them. I know I probably shouldn't be spoiling this, but a lot of people ask about it. So for the very, very first area, for 1,000 Year Slumber, and that is the name of the research task. For task 1 of 7, you are to catch 25 Pokemon, spin 10 Pokemon stops or gyms, and make 3 new friends. With the rewards being pretty good, if you ask me. Getting a magnetic, a glacial, and I think that's a grass lure. I don't remember the actual. Mossy lure, I think that's the other one. So I think that's very useful. Level number 2, which I'm actually still stuck in myself, because it takes a lot for the second one on this list, is to catch 3 Whismur, evolve a Feebas, and earn a gold Hoenn badge. For all that, you get 2,000 Stardust, 10 Pokeballs, and 3 Incense, which is very, very nice. For the third part of this research task, you need to take a snapshot of Loudred, make 3 great throws in a row, and earn 3 candies with your walking buddy. For those rewards, you will get 20 silver pineapples, 3 star pieces, and 2,000 stardust. Very useful. For the 4th section of this, and this is kind of a theme, I remember this with both Mew and Celebi. You need to catch 50 Psychic or Steel types, power up Pokemon 10 times, and send 10 gifts to friends. This will get you a Charge TM, a Fast TM, and 1... what is that called? It's pretty much an extra raid pass. I can't remember for the life of me what it's actually called. But you get another raid pass. For the 5th section of this, you need to battle a team leader 3 times. That is either your color. For me, that would be Instinct Yellow, if I've never said that before. Or the red or the blue one, whatever they are. Win against another trainer 7 times and win 5 raids, which will give you 3 rare candies, 20 Ultra Balls, and 3,000 Stardust. For Section 6, you need to take 5 snapshots of Steel or Psychic type Pokemon, and that's 5 total. I don't think it means 5 separate. Make 3 excellent curveball throws, and spin a Pokestop 7 days in a row. So they're making you work for this. There's no way you can get this all in one day. You can probably get up to this part in one day, but you can't really get past it. The rewards for this is 10 more silver pineapples, 10 more star pieces, which is really nice, and 5,000 stardust. And for the last part, all of them, I think they're all going to be pretty much, there. They're going to be completed already because it doesn't list anything on here. And that's where you're going to encounter Jirachi. So for those of you that wanted that information, there you go. And then we've already gone over the Ultra bonus details. But to go a little bit more in depth, they LeakDuck actually released this a few days ago. We've already gone over the dates between September 2nd through September 23rd, but there is more information now that I will go over with you guys. For week 1 is the Johto journey, September 2nd through the 9th. You can hatch unknown letters U, L, T, R, and A from 10k eggs. This is the first time that unknowns have ever been in the egg system, which is really, really awesome for those of us, or for those out there that have never seen an unknown, or have only seen them in gyms because people drop them in there. Raikou, Entei, and Suicune and other Johto Pokemon will be back in the raid battle system, which will mean all 3 legendary dogs and their shiny forms will be available. So if you missed out on raid day, those will be there. Shiny Sentret and Shiny Gligar will be released into the wild. So 2 new shinies. Sentret's alright. I do like for its actual shiny coloring. But Shiny Gligar into Shiny Gliscor is actually really, really beautiful. It turns from that purple color it's more of a purple color right now to a really, really nice blue color. I do like how it does turn out. For the Week 2 Global Challenge, September... Oh, and actually, 2 times Incubator Effectiveness for the Johto journey for the 2nd and 9th. And actually, the Incubator Effectiveness continues on. For Global Challenge Global Hatches, September 9th through the 16th. Kanto Regionals will be in 7 km eggs, and that actually ends on September 23rd, so you get 2 full weeks of that. And the biggest part about that is all of the Kanto Regionals, and that's Kangaskhan, Mr. Mime, Farfetch'd, and Tauros will have the opportunity to be shiny. This is the first time any of those regionals have ever had their shiny opportunities and shiny possibilities out there. That's huge. So if you have friends and they're sending gifts to you, be very, if you want to wait until that time, obviously, build your friendship, but do not forget to open up those gifts during that week to get those eggs, because it's the biggest opportunity to not only get that regional, but to get a shiny regional. All Deoxys forms will be in Tier 5 raids. So if you didn't get an opportunity to face any of the Deoxys forms during the exclusive EX raid passes that they were passing out, then obviously this is your opportunity to fight them. Both normal, or all 4 forms, normal, defense, attack, and speed will be available in separate raids. And also 2 times incubator effectiveness. Now, here are the biggest ones. And this is a Unova unveiling, September 16th through the 23rd. This is the one that I had speculated upon before. Unova Pokemon will be available in the wild. Specifically, Clink, Patrat, and Lillipup. Those 3 Pokemon are the very first ones to be released. And they also have their shiny forms available. So Clink, Patrat, and Lillipup will be available in the wild starting the week of September 16th through the 23rd. And you have the opportunity to get them in their shiny forms. Obviously, because this is the gear grind, I am going for that Clink. Also because Clink Clang was one of my favorite Pokemon from Generation 5, even though I really didn't play it that much. 2-time incubator effectiveness. And the biggest one, other than the Unova Pokemon being released, the one that a lot of people are talking about, the one that a lot of people were speculating about months ago when we had Mewtwo Raid Week, is that Mewtwo with the special move Psystrike will be back in raids, and its shiny variant will be available. That means instead of the purple stripe that you see that goes from its chest all the way around its tail, will be a lime, almost a lime, but a green color. So if you battle Mewtwo and you happen to find one that has that green tint, then congratulations, you found yourself a shiny Mewtwo. So, and again, that goes for the Unova unveiling will be September 16th through the 23rd. That is huge for a lot of us. That is huge for anybody that plays Pokemon. That is huge for, anybody that left the game for a little bit. It's a really big way for them to be drawn back into it. Sadly, that also means that it's going to really crank up the spoofing effectiveness, which means all the people that I've talked about before are going to have field days with this. Yay. Anyways, another thing that they've already released is that they've released the last 3 community days for the rest of the year. We have, not counting September, they've shown October 12th, November 16th, and December 14th through the 15th. So that's a 2-day in December. My guess for at least one of them has to be Trapinch. I know I made that very clear, and I'm putting money on it that Trapinch will be after Turtwig, because there's really nobody else that you can really throw in there that would make sense. And then I'm guessing from the 14th to the 15th will be a combination of all of the last community days, like they did last year, to spawn more rapidly in the wild, with all of them having their shiny possibilities. Although it does show its schedule time between 11 and 2, so that kind of throws me off. That I don't know then. But it's good to know that they've released the community days. And also, to be very clear, all the community days are back to their original time of 11 a.m. to 2 p.m. So I guess their little experiment of 4 p.m. to 7 p.m. is not going to happen anymore. But that's fine. They've also, on Leak Duck, have also released the Unova Stone. An assist for the Unova Stone was found in the most recent update. It will likely be used similarly, and in a similar fashion as the Sinnoh Stone, to evolve certain Pokemon from the Unova region. Now, that brings up a very good question. What Pokemon would you need to use the said Unova Stone on to evolve? It's very funny because a lot of the ones that I'm looking at, and I have a little chart in front of me, nothing really strikes me as something that needs to be evolved with a stone. I mean, I could see it with certain ones like Gigalith, or from the Boldore line, or I'm sorry, Roggenrola, Boldore into Gigalith. I could see that. Darumaka to Darmanitan, the Sandile line into Crocodile. I don't know. There's a lot of different possibilities. If you have opinions, please let me know in the comment section down below. They've also released that I think this might be the last the last release of EX Raid invitations. I don't know if that's true or not, considering that the Deoxys forms are going to be, or second to last one, August 29th or the 30th, and it will be Deoxys speed form. And I actually did get another raid for this one, so depending upon the time, I don't remember. I might go, I might not go, considering I already have one, and I can't trade it. And that's really it for the news. Then they did actually post the news about the Safari Zone, New Taipei City. Pokemon Go Safari Zone, New Taipei City is set for October 3rd to October 6th at the New Taipei Metropolitan Park. The event will feature water, bug, and grass-type Pokemon. No tickets are necessary for this event. It's very rare that you would actually have a big Pokemon Go event like that and no ticket for entry. I guess it's because it's a new area and they want everybody to experience it. But based off of what I can see from this Safari Zone, the one Pokemon that they show, or the Pokemon that they show on the picture, are Butterfree, Oddish, Azumarill, Heracross, and Unknown. My guess is that Oddish is going to be the shiny Pokemon that will stand out from it, which I wouldn't mind me a shiny Vileplume or a shiny Bellossom. I think that would be really, really cool. And that's really it for news. I've already gone over my rant on, another YouTuber. Trust me, there are a litany of YouTubers that I would like to, bash on and talk smack about just based off of personal experiences of what I've seen or if I've ever actually interacted with them in person. That's another thing. I do find it very weird that a lot of people that are Pokemon YouTubers that talk so highly about their fan base and about the people that are around them and stuff, that when you have, hundreds upon thousands of comments, I know that's a lot to go through, but from my personal experience, when I used to have, a lot of comments on this channel, and I would go through the comments, I would do my best to respond to each and every single one of them. I would not let any of them go unfaced. It's the same thing in live streams, and I know a lot of the more popular Pokemon YouTubers, Pokemon YouTubers. I didn't say Pokemon Go YouTubers, but people like United Hayes, Original 151, Asteroid Mania videos, even A Drive, who does a lot of live streaming. I know a lot of that stuff kind of passes by, but sometimes I feel like they respond a little negatively. When they talk to their people, if somebody said something wrong, it's just don't, blatantly tell them, yeah, no, you're wrong. Play along with it and just be no, I'm sorry. That's not how it's going to work or anything like that. Don't be a jerk. I'm not saying that any of these people are jerks, but from what I've seen with some of their videos, that's kind of how their remarks come off. And also, along the lines, there's a couple ones that I do follow on Instagram. Edith and Evie is another one. No, not LED. Let me just pull up. Not Edith. There it is. She is a Pokemon YouTuber. Does a lot of pack openings. Used to do a lot of shiny hunts when it came to Pokemon Let's Go. Didn't really do much with Pokemon Go, but that's fine. She's starting to grow a lot in the Pokemon community, especially on Instagram. Though it's funny that a lot of the times she'll kind of pick and choose who she wants to respond to, and that's no strike to hers. I guess if she only wants to respond to a few people, she'll only respond to a few people, not all of them. But that's kind of hurtful to those that are actually commenting, wanting to talk to her. I know I've personally responded to a few of the things that she has posted on her lives, on her IG Snap. Or, just messaged her directly and just, said, she's a, great inspiration and stuff like that. Not even a thank you. Just, just kind of brush me off. And that's kind of disheartening, and that makes me not want to follow her anymore. So, but that's probably going to be it for today. I do want to thank you guys for coming out for today's podcast. If you guys did enjoy it, please don't forget to drop a like down below. Comment on anything that I've talked about. Please, if you would like to debate me on anything, I would love it and welcome it. And do not forget to subscribe to this channel for more great TCG, Let's Play, and other random videos. But with that, I'm going to get up out of here. Thank you guys again for coming out and checking out today's podcast. I have been Anthony. You guys have been the best part of the Primal Crew, and I will catch you guys in the next one. And as always, thank you all so much for your support, and take it easy.